Welcome friends to The Facts World Presents. Top 20 Strongest Currencies in the World by 2023 Part 2. Number 10. Bahamian Dollar, BSD. The central currency of the Bahamas since 1966. The Bahamian dollar is tied to the US dollar with a fixed exchange rate, meaning that the Bahamian dollar will always equal the US dollar. In 2020, the Bahamas became the first country to introduce a legal digital currency of their own, introducing the sand dollar as an alternative in an attempt to accelerate the adoption of digital payments. Number 9. US dollar, USD. The US dollar, while ninth on the list, has several special qualities of strength. The US dollar is, and has been consistently, the largest reserve currency in the world, with the currency making up 58.81% of all reserves in the world. Oil, the commodity responsible for the strength of the top four currencies since the 1970s, has been bought and sold in dollars, due to the US's economic and military dominance, and the wide availability of dollars. Number 8. Swiss franc, CHF. The Swiss franc is the 8th strongest currency in the world, as is also one of the most stable, with a historically low inflation rate. Switzerland's inflation rate is currently 3.3%, which is close to the highest it has been for 30 years. Switzerland is also one of the richest countries in the world, and has a strong attraction for foreign investment due to its overall stability, high level of financial reporting openness, and low bank interest rates. Number 7. Euro, EUR. The euro is the official currency of 20 of the 27 member states of the European Union (EU), and is the second largest reserve currency behind the US dollar. Number 6. British pound, GBP. The British pound sterling is the oldest currency still in use, and has been around since the year circa 800. It is also referred to as sterling, or the pound sterling, which has its etymological origin in Old English. The British pound has established itself as one of the strongest currencies in the world due to its highly advanced economy, and establishing London as an economic hub. It remains one of the strongest and widely used currencies in the world, and its exchange rate against the dollar is known as the cable. Number 5. Cayman Islands dollar, KYD. The Cayman Islands dollar was introduced in 1972, after its separation from Jamaica, and was still used alongside the Jamaican dollar for a few months within that year. Today, the Cayman Islands are very popular with banks, hedge funds, and insurance companies due to its tax haven status. Despite being British overseas territory, the Cayman Islands dollar is pegged to the US dollar. It is very close in value to GBP, often trading places in the value list at the time of writing. One Cayman Islands dollar equals 0.99 pounds sterling. Number 4. Jordanian dinar, JAD. The Jordanian dinar has been the central currency of Jordan since 1950, when it replaced the Palestinian pound, and to this day is still pegged to the US dollar. Oil is the main contributor to the value of the Jordanian dinar, but it is also because of tight government policy that is strict on exchange rates. The economic activity in Jordan has been slowing, however, and the currency may see a drop in a few years to come. Number 3. Omani Rial, Omer. Introduced in 1970. It was named the Saudi Rial after the Sultanate of Oman, the House of Al Saud. However, after the 1970 Omani coup d'etat in 1970, the currency was reintroduced as the Omani Rial, and had an equal exchange rate. Number 2. Bahraini Dinar, BHD. Further down the Persian Gulf is Bahrain, holding the second strongest currency, the Bahraini Dinar. Much like Kuwait, Bahrain has achieved its high amount of wealth due to the oil reserves in the kingdom, contributing to over 85% of the GDP. The Bahraini Dinar also has a special status in Bahrain. The Saudi Arabian currency Riyal can be used in Bahrain, but BHD is not legal tender in Saudi Arabia. Number 1. Kuwaiti Dinar, KWD. The strongest currency in the world is the Kuwaiti dinar. Introduced in 1960, the year the country declared independence from British rule. It initially had an equal exchange rate with the British pound sterling GBP. After Iraq's invasion of Kuwait in 1990, the Iraqi dinar briefly replaced it, but it was restored after their liberation. And due to the theft of a large quantity of banknotes, the old Kuwaiti dinar was demonetized and a new version was introduced. The value of this currency has since achieved its top spot due to its rich oil reserves contributing to 80% of the country's GDP, zero tax, and relatively low unemployment. Kuwait also has a high number of expatriates, accounting for over 60% of the population.